Morehead State Volleyball Redshirt Junior middle blocker Laura McDermott is our guest on MSUEagles.com. Laura, thanks for joining us, and let's just talk about the season so far. You guys are 4-3 on the year, and in particular, last week on Saturday's matches, you had two very good matches, 37 kills combined against IUPUI and Montana State. Just personally assess your performance here in the early part of the season.
I know at the very beginning, for me, the first weekend was pretty rough. I had a tough time. I know I didn't execute very well offensively, but I feel like this weekend, again, so we played some really tough teams and some long games, so that was challenging, but I felt like I could be successful because our defense and our setters were so on point. They did really, really well, and that just only opens up opportunities because as a hitter, I can't hit if they can't get digs and sets, so they really helped build that for me so I could be successful.
Talk about what goes through your mind and what goes through as you prepare for a team, and after the match you look at it and you have 20 kills against IUPUI, or against Montana State rather, 17 earlier in the day against IUPUI. Is that something that you guys saw that, hey, I think Laura can be successful if we set the middle a lot, or is that kind of a change that happens maybe as you start the match and it just seems like maybe you have the hot hand for that match?
We definitely look at like the systems that other teams run, but before we went into the match, it wasn't definitely like we have a huge advantage in the middle. We thought we had some good opportunities in the middle as well as on the pins, and definitely in the Montana State game, it just was kind of like connections, and Colby was reading their middle hitters and where they were going, and we just had a lot of really good communication in that game, and I think that helped a lot. So,
talk about your relationship as a hitter with Colby was here last year, but wasn't the primary setter. Now she's kind of the primary setter, and then you have Bailey Nickel, who's coming off the bench as a freshman and sets as well. So talk about the relationship between an attacker and a setter.
It's a really good, important relationship, and it's a little bit easier for Colby and I since we're roommates. So we're always around each other all the time, and we kind of have that feel for each other. But even with Bailey, it just deals with a lot of communication, especially as a middle. We change what we run throughout the sets. We have more options. So communication is really key, and that's from us as middles, giving them a good target for setting, like having our arms up and ready to swing, as well as just talking to them, telling them what we're going to run, faster or slower. So it's really just based on communication.
Off the court, we had a little feature on your trip to China earlier back in the summer, and just talk a little bit about that here on camera and what that meant to you. I know you had an opportunity to go over there and with one of MSU's professors, and it seemed like you had a really great time and kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you.
I got to go with one of my professors, Dr. Kim Nettleton. I've had her multiple times throughout the years as a teacher, and I really loved her. So when she sent out an email asking if anybody could go, I immediately was like, yeah, like I would love to have that opportunity to go with her. It really was kind of a once-in-a-lifetime event. I never thought that I would ever go to China or would want to go to China, but it was really eye-opening just seeing the different culture, and then being able to bring back the experiences I had here and apply them to my personal life, and just looking at things through a different perspective.
Laura McDermott, redshirt junior volleyball player, is our guest here. And Laura, you're in your 4th year here at Morehead State, and what are you focusing on for your career now in your life after volleyball and after MSU?
Right now I am in the process of working on a little bit of my master's degree in teacher leadership before I do my student teaching next semester. That was one thing, working with our athletics directors and everything. We got to open up some opportunities for me to be able to take master's classes early and be accepted into the early graduate program. But I'm going to be an elementary ed teacher, and I'm really excited to do student teaching next semester. And while I don't ever want my time here to end, I'm really excited to be a first-year teacher within the next few years and get into the classroom, because it's something I really love.
Well, I know you've had an opportunity, not really in the classroom, but as a teacher, because you guys do a lot of clinics here as well with kids, and I know that has to be an important part of your dynamic with working with kids and teaching them the game of volleyball too.
It really is. Whenever we get accepted into the teacher education program here at Morehead, we have to fill out a little resume and talk about our experiences of working with children. And while before I started my classes here, I never really got to go into classes with kids, but I got a ton of experience with them, teaching volleyball clinics and working with them one-on-one and as a big group. So I think that really helped me as a teacher and mold myself to become a better teacher.
Laura, again, thanks for joining us, and good luck this weekend. Morehead State hosts the Eagle Challenge this weekend, Friday night against West Virginia, and then Saturday, Friday night's match is 7 p.m., and then at 1:30 against Hampton on Saturday, and 7 o'clock on Saturday against Campbell. Again, Laura, thank you.
Thank you.